Bristol Rovers at Maine Road tonight. Let's join Alistair Mann.
After two successive 1-0 home defeats, City thought they might be on the way to another one as early as the 3rd minute. This goal, though, ruled out for an offside decision against Justin Skinner. Once City did get going, though, with Niall Quinn back in the side after suspension, he looked a bit more promising. David White almost back on the scoring touch again, Brian Parkin denying him. White looked sharp all night and had Quinn as a target to aim for in the middle. Parkin again equal, though, to it. Then in the second half, from a Flitcroft ball and a Quinn header, White had another sense of goal, but once more was frustrated, this time by the bar and the efforts of Ian Alexander.
I've certainly played in far more frustrating games than that. I think you get some situations where lower division teams come and they really do themselves a lot of justice and you don't perform on the day. But I know there's maybe a lot of frustration with the people that are watching, because obviously they're expecting us to beat teams like that. But we honestly feel that we played well and maybe just didn't put one or two chances away that we created.
Just not firing on all cylinders, are they? Well, Manchester City's pride and place in that 3rd round draw very much on the line at Bristol Rovers tonight. No goals at Maine Road 2 weeks ago. Peter Brackley takes up the story at Twerton Park in Bath.
An intimidating atmosphere awaits Manchester City tonight in this tiny but homely Twerton Park ground. It's a sellout, of course, only just over 8,000 tickets on sale, but great excitement being generated here for what promises to be a cracking cup tie. Bristol Rovers have conceded more goals than any other side in their division. They'll be looking to veteran defender Jeff Twentyman, who did such a fine marking job on Niall Quinn in the first leg, to contain him again. David Mayhew, who's developed a habit of scoring in the big matches, he returns to the starting lineup, and up front they have in young Marcus Stewart, an outstanding future prospect. Well, facing Stewart will be a man renewing old acquaintances again tonight. Manchester City captain Keith Curle began his career with Bristol Rovers back in the early 80s. City's aerial strength and pace are the two ingredients which will give Rovers most cause for concern. Although David White, after his early flourish, hasn't scored in 5 games now, Michael Sheeran is again preferred to Gary Flitcroft in midfield, and player manager Peter Reid keeps himself on the bench. Tonight's referee is David Frampton from Poole in Dorset. A deafening noise around Twerton Park as Bristol Rovers kick off, attacking the goal to our right. And they are blue and white quartered shirts. Manchester City in their away colours, purple and white stripes. It really was a tremendous rearguard action by Bristol Rovers to earn this opportunity to overcome one of the country's leading sides, 0-0 up at Maine Road. But their concentration will have to be every bit as tight and as good tonight if they are to cause a major upset in the competition. Here's Keith Curle. In beyond White, but Holden was coming at the far post, and Alexander having to concede the corner. And the marking there looked rather slack on Rovers' behalf. Certainly if that ball had reached Rick Holden then, it could have been an early strike for Manchester City. Holden, who scored his first goal for them on Saturday in that draw with Nottingham Forest. McMahon. Holden again. It's a good cross in too. It was Andy Hill who'd come up from the back. And it's been a very positive opening here by Manchester City. They're still aware of the threat at the air of Niall Quinn, Rovers. David Wilson. Only his father was Brightwell. On then for McMahon. Trying to plough his way down the middle. Rovers defence standing firm for the time being anyway. Brightwell. Again, City pressure coming in. There's Quinn. Good shot on the turn. On the volley then from Niall Quinn, who's scored only the 1 goal so far this season. Of course, had a spell out through suspension, having been sent off in one of the early games. Taylor trying to shake off Keith Curle, which is no easy task. Curle again. Off goes David White. And he ain't stuck to his task so well there. The speed off the mark of David White is quite frightening. And Yates shouted him all the way. Phelan now. Towards Quinn. Parkin's come for it. Didn't hold it though. Simpson drives it back through. And the goalkeeper of Bristol Rovers, Brian Parkin, was very lucky to get away with that. He allowed the ball to squirt from his grasp, with Quinn lurking behind him. Quick thinking by Simpson, but he couldn't find the net. Flags up, offside, I think against Quinn. And again the referee has allowed the advantage, and then blew for the free kick to Bristol Rovers for the foul. It's Yates taking the kick, up towards Taylor. Got the header on too, and the shot just wide. Well, Jeff Twerton doesn't score all that often. And what a fillip that would have been for Bristol Rovers if he'd found the goal then. Only a couple of yards wide. Peter Reid with his feet up at the moment, but maybe he'll be out there a little later on. A poor header by Alexander. Now Simpson, who has a deft touch. Holden's ball in. David White, off the post. Away for the corner. David White so unlucky then. Denied by a combination of Brian Parkin's agility and the post. I'm sure they've got a touch to it then, Parkin. Simpson with the corner. Brightwell whistles from the home fans. Up goes Parkin. Under pressure, White. And Parkin got there at the end. The half-time whistle has gone. David White with the best opportunity. There weren't too many of them in the first 45 minutes. Rovers on that occasion saved by Parkin and the post. Half-time, it's Bristol Rovers 0, Manchester City 0. So Manchester City then start the second half. Best of what few opportunities did materialise in the first 45 minutes came their way, really. Certainly that let off for Bristol Rovers when David White hit a post. But City haven't really underlined their authority. Big Niall Quinn. An anxious look across to the bench. And they certainly won't want to lose him. Mayhew. It's a fine pass by him. And again by Rees too, Hardiman. Well closed out though by Brightwell, who has the chance to burst away for City. Bristol Rovers throw. On by Rees. Curl the marker on Taylor. And not the best of clearances from him. Hardiman's ball in. Nearly fell for Mayhew. Phelan with the back pass, which Curtin had to head away. He couldn't handle it. It's an unusual one. Now the flag's up for offside. Quick piece of thinking by Tony Cope. I'm sure goalkeepers must be in two minds as to what they should do sometimes. They really do have to have their wits about them. And it's definitely a back pass off the foot from Phelan. And Cope heading it away like Keith Curl might have done. This is Holden. Now Rees for Rovers. Brushed aside by McMahon, and fairly so, decides the referee. Brightwell. City really do need to raise their game a notch or two in the second half if they are going to win this. Quinn. And just as I speak, they very nearly took the lead there. They just left him for a second now, Quinn, and he ghosted into the space away from the marking. And it was a vital deflection by the goalkeeper Brian Parkin. Just got a hand to it. Here's the corner now. Quinn again, the marking was slack, and it's an own goal. Quinn turned it back across, and it ricocheted into the net to give Manchester City the lead. Off Madison, and that's a disastrous own goal for Bristol Rovers. And Quinn again really wasn't tightly picked up. Madison was unlucky, but City go in front. And almost around the halfway point in the second half. So it's a real test of character now for Bristol Rovers. A goal down, and so few chances have come their way. Carl Saunders warming up for Bristol Rovers, so I would think there's a fair chance he'll be coming on fairly soon, as Rovers look to save this cup tie. Holden. Feeler. Cole has time to measure his back pass. Quinn. Peter Reid will be a lot more satisfied now than he was just a short while ago, with his team struggling to find this first goal. Reese did well then to find Hardiman. Still Hardiman. It's not a bad effort either. Plucked out of the air by Cope, who kept a very careful eye on it. But a good strike by Paul Hardiman. Defenders backing off him. And that's a fair left foot shot then. It's a free kick to Bristol Rovers. Beaming smile from John Taylor, who's felt aggrieved with most decisions so far tonight, but he's quite happy with that one. Twentyman is in there once more, policed by Quinn. Mayhew, Saunders and Taylor. Taylor tried to get in there. Andy Hill, a rock side hit. He's a real threat, John Taylor. Rather in the way that Quinn is at the other end, but Quinn is now back defending. Again, it was Hill away. Phelan. Nobody upfield for City. Yates was there for Bristol Rovers. Marcus Stewart trying to change the direction of the attack, but to no avail. David White, so full of running still, trying to thread it on to Quinn. Well, that was agonizingly close. I didn't think Quinn was going to get to that one, as it's played in, and there was an unkind bobble there, and Quinn steered it wide. Hoping that Taylor will be on the end of it, or Mayhew just whipped away at the last end by Hill. Mayhew is always sniffing for opportunities, and he very nearly got on the end of that. Andy Hill rescued City. Hardiman's corner now. A packed and congested area, particularly around the 6-yard box. Taylor's making circling runs. Didn't get to him. And a flick and a goal! Taylor's turned it in. Quite furious. Bristol Rovers are level. Scenes of great excitement now around the Twerton Park ground. It's fired back in and deflected in. see again here. There's the clearance. And it was touched it by Taylor. Reese's shot, but I'm sure Taylor will play that. Taylor. Now Mayhew. But away from Phelan. Chance here for Reese. Good save by Coates. City extended then. Andy Reese with a header. Couldn't beat Tony Coates. Holden now whipping over the cross towards Quinn, who won it in the air under some pressure too from Parkin. Neither player holding back to meet that cross from Holden, which was whipped over dangerously. And that's the end of the 90 minutes. 1-1. So now extra time is necessary. Phelan spreads it wide to Holden. Off goes Quinn. And Twentyman almost gave that away. Alexander was there. Chested down by McMahon. Curl. Flitcroft had gone running down the middle. McMahon now directing operations from that central area, and it's broken down. Mayhew with Taylor. Now Mayhew. Could be a chance here for him, or maybe for Stewart. Good efforts. Oh, and he's wasted the second one. Golden chance set for Marcus Stewart. Maybe to have won this game for Bristol Rovers. Two chances. And he failed to punish Manchester City. Stewart again now. I wonder, will they get a better chance than those two? Cross. Didn't quite fall for Mayhew then, who went in bravely and strongly. It's certainly a spirited finish by Rovers. Marcus Stewart. Straight at Coates. Mayhew. Off goes Stewart. Good touch by him. Saunders. Oh, now then for Taylor. Coates was out so quickly. Very alert then to the danger. Excellent build-up though by Bristol Rovers. And Coates, that was such alert goalkeeping by him. Holden. Cross it towards Quinn. Parkin just managed to palm it away. Flitcroft now. Simpson let it run for Peter Reid. Delicate chip through for Simpson. Rovers having to defend now. In the last minute or so, when they were hoping to be putting on some pressure at the other end. Flitcroft trying to weave a path to goal. And still time for at least one more attack from Bristol Rovers, if they could launch one here. Saunders underneath it, so was Hill. Phelan just getting that one before Mayhew. Quinn. Flitcroft to Brightwell. Off goes David White. He's got away from Yates. Oh, good save then by Parkin. The Rovers live to fight another day. The referee, though, has looked at his watch now, so there can't be too long to go. Played in by Stewart for Saunders. Peter Reid. Just trying to calm it all down. A wise old head. Brightwell. Good composure shown by Jeff Twentyman. Yates has to pump it forward now. Mayhew. Curl to Reed. Now, has he found White here? He has. Simpson. Quinn just staying on side. Again, that's intelligent distribution by Simpson. Holden. Can he finish it now? Yes! Holden with a second goal for Manchester City. And that surely now has secured their place in the next round. Some very, very disconsolate Bristol Rovers figures out there. Dejection for them, elation for Tony Coton and Manchester City. Rick Holden, who scored his first goal in City's colours on Saturday, has done it again here, deceiving Parkin, and it flies in off the post. City lead 2-1 on the night, and the right foot finisher Rick Holden surely now will prove a decisive strike. Andy Hill brought down by Taylor, and the referee blows his whistle to signal that Rick Holden's goal, added to the earlier own goal from Lee Madison, has taken City through. A great applause from the Rovers fans here. Dennis Roth, disappointment for him, but his team have certainly put up a good display, and they have forced Manchester City to fight every inch of the way. Peter Reid's team are through.
We created chances tonight, but when we were under pressure, we handled it well. In the end, I think we deserve to go through to the next round.
Are you generally lacking a bit of confidence at the moment?
And we've had a little dodgy spell, if you like, excuse me, sticking the ball in the net. And my lads are just anxious, a wee bit anxious, so hopefully the 2 goals Saturday and the 2 goals this evening will just settle us down a bit.
Yes, I reckon he's more pleased than he looks there. City have got an interesting draw as well, but you'll have to wait a while for that.